Hey everybody, Coach Will here. Want to show you guys a few variations and progressions for the lowly push-up. Now again, with the push-up, there is a number of different ways to do this, a number of ways to make it harder or easier depending on the individual. To start things off, I'll show you guys one of the easier progressions, which is going to be an elevated push-up position. You can be taking a chair. You can also be doing this up against the wall. Now from here, I'm going to be nice and stable. Now with that chair, depending on how broad the top part is, you'll have to go maybe a little bit narrower. So I would recommend that if you are getting used to this or if you have wrist issues, definitely try with a wall first. Nice stable position, big breaks in, ears in line with shoulders, shoulders in line with hips. Control down, bring the chest towards the top of the bench or the top of the chair, and then driving off that position, making sure that you're maintaining that midline position. You can progress it by going a little bit lower down. I do find that going from a chair actually allows you the benefit of going to more of a neutral position through your grip, so I can actually grab underneath this seat and puts my wrists in a little bit of an easier position. Still same control alignment, making sure that I'm not hitting my head on the back of the chair on this one. Control down, they drive up back to start position. After that, we can go into the ground positions. Now, there's a few different ways to regress this one. The first two that I really like before you get into the full position are going to be from the knees, the modified push-up position. Now from here, I'm going to spend a little bit longer on setting up that start position. I actually like to think about being relatively lax through my lower body or through my calves and my lower leg, making sure that I can squeeze the hips forward so that when I get down to that bottom position, I don't have the low back arched. Nice and stable. Push off that ground position. Now, I usually take a shoulder width stance through my hands, fingers pointed directly forward, making sure that when I control down to that start position, I have my arms a little bit closer to either 30 or 60 degrees away from my trunk and not in that T position, which can be a little bit aggravating for some people's shoulders. So in that kind of that 60 to 30 degrees, big push off the ground, control on the way down, repeat, exhaling on the way up. From there, I can go into an eccentric or a lengthening under tension from a full, a great way to progress for individuals that want to go into full push-ups. Now from here, I'm just going to focus on controlling as slowly as I can. Once I get to the bottom, I push back up onto the knees, up to that high position, and control. Now again, this allows me to build strength in that lowering position, gradually build up strength in that position before I go into that full push-up position. Now, full push-up position is going to be the up down from the toes, control down, big drive up. Now, a point that I really want to kind of bring to your attention as well too is that you really want to be focusing on letting the shoulder blades move dynamically. So don't think about pinching those shoulder blades into those back pockets the entire time. You'll notice with a slight shadow that as I move through this position, I make sure that I'm letting my shoulder blades slightly pull in, slightly retract, and then as I push up to that start position, my shoulder blades are protracting or slightly gliding forward, letting my shoulder move in a nice dynamic fashion. Now, if I want to go from there to make it a little bit harder, from that flat position, I can be adding weight either to the low back or the top of the shoulders, or I can change the angle, and that can be done by moving the feet up to a higher position, still keeping that nice control alignment, controlling down, big drive up back to start position. You're going to find that that hits a little bit more of the upper fibers of the pecs, a little bit more of the shoulders as well too for that. That being said, another way to increase this is by using some bands. Now for this one, I can take a light band, place it over my back, making sure that it's gripped in the hands. Now for this one, what you're going to see is as my arms get closer to that full extension at the top, that band tension increases to make it that much harder. Now again, from the side, control position, making sure that it's resting on through the tops of the shoulders, a little bit more tension at this top, control on the way down, big push up, making sure that you can get nice and explosive as you control up. Again, repeat, big push, and control down. If at any point the wrists start to bother you, you can switch to knuckles. Otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoy doing some push-ups. That being said, have fun, stay safe. We're all in this together. Thank you.